Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're actually going to be talking about competitive servers. These are competitive servers that you can join that are active, and I'm going to be also telling you guys what servers you guys should not join as of right now, because there are some servers that were active before and have gone inactive or just are not that great anymore. And then there are some servers that were inactive that are now out and active themselves. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to click the like and sub button. Here's today's YouTube comment shout out, and we'll go ahead and get started with this. Alrighty guys, so as you guys know, I own a competitive server, so I'm going to be going ahead and starting there. So we have gotten a lot more active as of recently. My job hours are going to be a little short right now once I start working at my new job, so I am going to have a lot more time in my hands. So the next few weeks-ish is going to be really easy to get out content, to get out some more competitive. I've been hosting nearly every single day, at least right now, and we just started adding power ranking to our server as well, so now the server is more worth playing since there's something that it builds up to. And we've also decided to cut it into seasons, so this will be season 1 of Raiders competitive, and then at the end of the season we'll have like a $50 cup for the top players on the leaderboard. Don't worry, we'll make sure we have PC checkers on standby. We'll make sure that we check everybody before the game, about an hour before, and then we'll also make sure to check some people who, seemed a little iffy during the tournament after the tournament as well, if need be. But besides that, Raiders competitive is going to be super active. We've been recruiting like crazy. We're also looking for hosts, so if you guys would like to join up and help out, we also need PR managers, and I actually need one more executive now. The executive would actually be in charge of handling the PR managers and helping out with the server. That way they can keep up with the leaderboards, and the leaderboards always stay updated, so we don't have to worry about players complaining that the leaderboard is never updated. Unfortunately, after, when it gets to May, I won't have time to update this myself since I'll be working more full-time hours and over the summer as well. So I will definitely need help of other hosts, other PR managers. That way I can continue to host as many events as I do now without having to do all the extra stuff so I run out of time before work and stuff like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on into the next server. Alrighty guys, so I am going to be talking about Celestial. So this is ranked 1v1.lol. This is kind of an update on this server more of than telling you guys about a new server. It's just that they rebranded and they do Fortnite and 1v1.lol. So if you guys want to join that, you guys really should. Honestly, since it started, it's been really great. Their events have gone pretty smoothly. They've started to pump out competitive events more often. Now they are just starting, so we don't know how active they will be in a month or so. Usually the first month or two usually tells whether or not the server is going to live or not, or whether the competitive is going to be successful or not. And as of right now, they're about like a week, 2 weeks in, and it seems like everything's all smooth, so we'll just see how the rest of it goes. But yeah, I definitely suggest this server. I know it might seem a little biased since we're partnering with them, but we're also partnering with a lot of different servers, and there's one server in particular that I'm a little bummed out that I have to not recommend anymore, that we'll be talking about in a bit. But anyways, talking into the details of Celestial, so they have Fortnite, they have 1v1.lol, they have official registration that you can do as well to log in your info, so they can make sure that people are following the rules, and they can just ban you or whatever, remove your roles from your registry. And they're also hosted by decent hosts as well. The hosts are pretty good. They get the job done. They don't stream or anything like that like I do, but honestly, it's still great quality hosting. So you guys should definitely check out their server. Their server will be linked down below as Celestial Competitive. So go ahead and join that. Let's go ahead and talk about the next server. Alrighty guys, so now we're going to be talking about Odyssey. Now Odyssey was a server that I heavily recommended last time, and unfortunately I don't know what the hell happened. To be honest with you guys, within a 2-month span, I haven't really seen that many tournaments. I can literally count the amount of tournaments they've hosted since then on my hands, which is not good. Obviously they hosted scrims in between that time, but as of recently, in the past 2 weeks-ish, I believe that they blacklisted one of their hosts, and he was one of their most active hosts, and now they don't really have that many people hosting scrims that often, and when they do, usually the queues don't fill up all that great. And they also announced that they're going to be putting money into a Squid Games tournament, so I guess if you're interested in that, you guys can go ahead and join. All these servers I talk about will be linked down below, regardless of whether I recommend them or not. The whole point of this is just to bring awareness and to let you guys know, kind of like a little preview before you guys go in, since I'm in most of these servers. But yeah, for Odyssey, they really don't host that often. I wouldn't recommend it myself at this point. I know that the owner had a broken PC for a while, so that also could be why, and things could change over time. But as of right now, I don't really see anything changing. They haven't really gotten any more active hosts. All the active hosts are in Celestial, Raiders Competitive, and a couple other servers I'm going to be talking about. So I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. I don't know if they need someone to teach them. I don't think it'd be that hard to teach people how to host, honestly. That's what we're going to be doing for Raiders Competitive as well. So we can get more hosts instead of just relying on a few people to host it for every server. We'd rather just teach everyone, that way the skill is passed around and there's more content and competitive to go around. But yeah, as far as Odyssey goes, I wouldn't rate it that great, and I wouldn't join if you guys are looking for competitive, at least for right now. If you guys are looking to play that Squid Game Cash Cup, I mean, that's up to you guys. Honestly, my personal opinion, probably should go into competitive, considering that they are a 1v1.lol competitive server. It just kind of seems like they're going the whole casual route, and it's just not looking great for them, honestly. Even though they have a great PR system, they have a bot, they have a website, they have all this crazy stuff, a lot of great potential, but they just don't, you know, update it, and they don't do a whole lot for tournaments. That's the main issues. The website does get updated. Abhishek does a great job with the website. However, when it comes to the overall server performance, I gotta rate it at least a 5. It's not very great, considering it's a 1v1.lol competitive server and there's very little 1v1.lol competitive. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the next server. Alrighty guys, so this one honestly is a personal favorite of mine. Zarqua owns this server. He also runs cups in this server. He runs larger cash cups in this server. And you guys will definitely want to join this server. I know that most of the time he only speaks in French, but I mean, Google Translate does go a long way. Sometimes he does do English and French. It just depends what kind of cup he's hosting. Sometimes he just hosts it specifically for French players. I mean, I believe that NA players can still join, but they'll have to Google Translate to get all the rules and stuff. Like I said, Google Translate goes a long way. It gives you a rough translation, not exact, obviously, but that's all you really need in order to read it. And I've played in his cuts before as well. They're very well organized. You know, yeah, he's very clear with his instructions. His rules are very clear. He also enforces his rules very well. And he has very great game knowledge, so when it comes to hosting as well, he knows what to look out for. He knows what he's doing. And I mean, to be a little biased, he is my favorite EU content creator as of right now. Him and Yeti are absolutely good at duo. 25 kills in 7 games. But yeah, that's enough glazing with Zarqua server. He hosted a $125 World Cup just recently, just as something as an example. But they also started and I believe that he actually won his own World Cup, which you know, speaks volumes considering all the competition that was in there. There was a lot of great people. I didn't really have that great of a duo, so I wasn't able to make it past, and I was, you know, told last minute. I literally joined like 5 minutes, or no, a couple hours before the cup, sorry. I joined a couple hours before the cup because somebody lost their duo, and it was in semifinals, so it wasn't even an open round, so I couldn't even get like a feel for how it was going to run. But yeah, for the most part, it's still a great server. It's called the 1v1.lol France community server. It's funny because it's called community, yet they host more competitive than a lot of competitive servers out there. So overall, a great server. I'd have to rate it at least a 9, 9.5. The only issue I have is that not every cup is translated. That's really not even that bad. Maybe even a 9.8, honestly. But heavily recommended. You guys should definitely join. It will be linked down below as 1v1.lol France community server. Alrighty guys, so the next server that I'm going to be suggesting here is actually not even a competitive server necessarily. It is a team server, but they host competitive. It is Team CX. They're super active. You know, they usually host like pretty much weekly. When they do host, they're pretty active though. And their tournaments, or not the tournament, sorry, their scrims go really well. It's usually just scrims they host. I don't believe they host any tournaments since they have their players playing other competitive server tournaments. So as of right now, it's just scrims, but they do have PR, they have leaderboards, they have all kinds of stuff that makes it more worth your while to play. Ooh, so right, definitely somewhere you guys can stop 5. You guys can play or whatever. It's not really a big deal that there's not tournaments in it. The whole point is that, you know, it's another way for you guys to have practice. maybe even between the space of the time of another tournament going on in another server or another set of scrims, and you're waiting and they hit, you know,
I'm not gonna lie, that
then
stare
might as well
being
go over there and
flipped
get
like
some
that
extra practice.
that actually just
But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about this one, since I don't have a whole lot of data other than scrims. But overall, you guys should join it. I'd rate it at least a 7 on the competitive scale because it's just scrims by itself. Maybe even a 7.5 because they do have leaderboards and PR, and they do have active players. So yeah, definitely at least a 7.5. Could be higher. That's why I'm just rating it for now.
Yeah, like I said, boys, even if I don't do well in the cup, I'll just go ahead and
one.
post like whatever VOD I have, and then.
Alrighty, guys. Now on to the last server we're going to be talking about in this video here. So there is Legacy 1v1.lol competitive. I'm going to be real honest with you guys, the server is very flip-flop. I do believe that it's under new management at the moment, so I will trust if it's under the new management. However, it's owned by Sinks, and Sinks doesn't really have a great track record when it comes to reputation. You know, he's been caught stealing content for YT videos and lying about it constantly, and then swearing on God that it was his content, and then breaking down and saying, no, never mind, it wasn't my content. So that we're starting with that. Then he actually had cheats installed one time. He didn't use them the first time, I believe. So I believe he just had them installed, and then he did use some later on. He also used an alt account once he was banned for cheating, and then he had cheats installed again. And then more recently, he did have a cup that was pretty rigged in my own opinion. There was also a lot of people that were playing the cup that called it rigged as well. It just didn't make any sense the way that he ran it. I'm not really going to go into detail on that. But, I mean, he has apologized since then.
Oh my god, there's always someone watching.
He says that he wants to host better cups, and he'll let his ego get a lot better over time. And make sure that he doesn't ego people and whatnot. Now, take that with a grain of salt, because, yeah, I said this before. So I don't exactly know. The only reason I'm recommending this is because he does do cash cups. And when the cup runs well, then the cups do run well, and they are well ran. But I mean, it just really depends. And also it depends if people decide to grief the server, because a lot of people just don't like the server owners. However, there are decent server owners in there besides Sinks that do help out and that are making the server a lot better for everybody. So you guys should definitely at least go check it out if you guys would like to. They are also very active. It's almost like daily tournaments and daily scrims. So if you guys want to join those, you guys can as well. The link will be down in the description under Legacy 1v1.lol competitive. If I were to give it a rating, probably not that great of a rating. Probably a 7 just based on past experience. But if you guys do like cash cups and stuff like that, and you guys at least want to give it a chance or a try, you guys have the option to go ahead and check it out down below. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop the like and sub button. I honestly wanted to put more research into this video, but I had to put this video out like kind of last second. So I'll have a more in-depth one heading into summertime, because I know during the summer there's going to be a lot of people looking for competitive servers. So I'll do a fully updated one with more better editing and stuff like that. I literally only had 30 minutes to record and edit this video, so it's going out to you guys. I have more content on the way. It's actually going to be a tournament video tomorrow, and then possibly some Apex and Fall Guys or Fortnite the next day. I'm trying to play some different games over the weekend, so we'll see how it goes. If I don't, then it'll just be more downloadable content. So anyways, boys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.
Try it out for the day.